Step 9, work in the room. How do we successfully navigate a networking event to make sure that we maximizing our time and achieving our goals and objectives for being at that networking event? It all starts with before the networking event. You need to do your research. Who's speaking, who's attending, who's likely to be at these networking events. You need to think about traveling light to these networking events, making sure you get there on time. You need to know who the host's name is. You need to think about connecting on social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook before you go to networking events. You also need to think about how you can be more involved in the networking event. Maybe you could offer a prize at the networking event. These are all activities you can do before going to a networking event. When arriving at a networking event, remember there's a registration table. Connect with the host. Tell them how wonderful it is to be there and maybe who you'd like to meet at the networking events. The host knows everybody generally at these events. There will be a great contact for you to connect with. The next thing is you need to put your badge on. Make sure you put it on your right hand side so when you shake, people look straight up your arm at your name badge. Alright, and make sure your name's clear and that people can see it. And a lot of people actually create their own name badges and take them to networking events so they have their own particular name badge which they like to utilize. So start heading into high density areas from there. The bar, the food stations are often high density areas where people go to because they don't know anyone there. That's where you can start a conversation. Alright, use one of your openers. Hey, what brings you to this event? Oh, great tie. Whatever it is, you be comfortable in starting a conversation. Remember, if you go with the attitude of giving first and you go with the attitude of wanting to empower someone's business, it's not about selling, it's about meeting people and connecting with people. Remember, people are going to this networking event to connect and network. Make sure that you do the same thing. There's nothing to be shy of. Enjoy the experience. I say to people, this is a time to connect with new people. Enjoy the experience. Next, I actually like to focus, if you're a little bit brash and overly confident like myself sometimes, I tend to focus on the speakers, the VPs and the sponsors actually first rather than most other people. The reason for this is that once a speaker's spoken, they get crowded by people. So I target the speaker first, connect with him. So when I've got a question to ask, he generally takes my question or refers to a conversation we've had. Again, this is a great way to connect with the people. And when people see you connecting with the speaker and other VIPs, that put you on a higher social value as well. So then I like to target lone wolves. These are generally one-on-one people who stand there by themselves looking like they really don't know what to do with themselves. You become from a position of power and importance when you start a conversation with someone and take them out of their misery sometimes. So, talk to individual people. They're probably the same position as you. Start a conversation. Ask them if you can join them, and that way you can build connection with someone. And often if it's one-on-one, you can build a good connection with them very quickly. When it comes to working the room, a lot of people say, how do I enter groups, Sean? How does that work? And the thing is, I generally say stay away from people in their twos. The reason being that they're often in deep conversation unless they've opened up and they're looking for people to come and join them. Stay away from twos. 3 or more is much easier to enter. The way to do it there is simply stand just outside the group and wait to be invited into the group. Listen to the conversation, listen to what they're talking about. Don't interrupt. Don't try have an interjection. Listen and wait for someone to go, hey, welcome, my name's... And then you can start your conversation. A nice way to do it is often, hi, I'm Sean, I'm the networking coach, or whatever you are. Some people like to say their web name if that's important to them. However it is, introduce yourself, shake everyone's hand, and try to remember everyone's name at the same time. This is, a focus. Again, when you work in a room, it's not about net eating, it's networking. So the point is, make sure you eat before you go to networking events or after. Focus your time on connecting with people and meeting people and sharing who you are, what you do, and how you do it best. Again, 4 to 8 minutes is max about what you want to spend in a group. When it comes to working, if you want to exit a conversation because you've connected with someone and you now want to move on to someone else, there is a golden rule. Never leave that person alone. There is no excuse in the world for you to go, lovely meeting you, see you later, and walk away. It doesn't work like that, okay? What you need to do, there's a couple of things you can do. You need to either take that person and move them to a high density area where you're likely to meet other people. Invite them to walk with you to go to a group, okay? Invite other individuals into your conversation and expand your group influence as well. So the thing is, don't exit that person. Don't tell them you need to go to the toilet or something. It's rude. Make sure you move them to a high density area, move them to a group, invite them to go somewhere with you, or ask other individuals to join your group and connect with people. Okay, that's very important when it comes to exiting a conversation. Again, when it comes to swapping business cards, I have a couple of things. The only time you want to swap a business card is when you've found a way to stay connected and a reason to stay connected and empower someone's business. So when you can say, look, I'd love to share your piece of information, can you give me your business card? And remember, there are things like virtual business cards these days. I am going to send you an email on virtual business cards. However, have a look at this. Things like Bump on your smartphone, your iPhone applications. There are heaps of ways for you to connect with people other than a business card these days. However, if you're using business cards, you only want to give it to people when you've found a reason to stay connected. It's so important, guys, that you find a reason to connect before you start dishing out business cards. I'm not a big fan of people walking around going, hi, my name's Sean, here's my business card. I generally take no interest in it because that's a poor way to build connections. It's nothing. The business card is a way to stay connected. It's not a way to make a connection. Alright? So I'm pretty passionate about that, as you can see. And when it comes to work in the room, the point is to come from an attitude of giving, connect with individuals, bring people into a group or move to other groups, be polite about it, and obviously focus your conversation on who you are, what you do, how you do it best, and how you can help other people. Good luck with work in the room. If you've got any further questions, connect with me on social media, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about effective networking. That's step 9, work in the room. Good luck, guys. Chat to you soon.